Welcome back to Caffeine Confessionals. Week 2 of the Challenge USA is in the books. We had 2 more players eliminated this week. We saw Cashay from Love Island get taken out. He's the 3rd player from Love Island already out of the game. And the bigger elimination we need to talk about is that of Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother 23, America's favorite player, someone that they put on the poster for the Challenge USA, is already out. Episode 2, kind of crazy to think about. She's a big character. She was the mastermind of the Cookout Alliance. It's a big loss because even though some of the members of her Big Brother Alliance weren't the fondest of her or didn't have her back, losing her is part of the numbers of this game and it will affect how the rest of the game goes. And we are here to do a power ranking again of the remaining 12 men, the remaining 12 women. We're going to go 1 to 12 in order. And let's kick off. Remember, we've only had 2 episodes so far. There's not going to be a lot to go off of, but we're going to jump in with our number 1 man and woman. In first place, again for the men, is Tyson Apostle from Survivor. And second place last week, first place this week, we have Desi Williams from Survivor. Tyson, my God, this guy is an absolute star, an absolute stud. In the most recent daily challenge, when all these men were, just trying to get up the ladder, make 1 or 2 trips to grab as many Scrabble tile pieces as possible, Tyson was just trekking back and forth. He grabbed so many tiles. They were able to solve so many words. Tyson is setting such a pace this season that all the other men in comparison are looking average. He just looks like a dominant competitor. The guy has the cardio to run a final. He's smart. He has experience. It's crazy, too, because by winning the first 2 daily challenges of the season, he's won with Justine and Angela, 2 of the strongest females in the game, and now they have his back. And he has an entire number of Survivor people who have his back. Tyson is thinking through this game, he's controlling this game at a level I haven't really seen from someone who's just technically a rookie. He's not a rookie, but he is. Everyone here is a rookie, and Tyson is in such control of the game. It's really impressive. He is setting a pace for the season. It's so cool to see. Tyson Apostle is a star. He's God's gift to the challenge. And then you have Desi Williams. We talked about it last week. She has a doctorate in physiotherapy, and the girls mentioned it this week during the daily challenge. She has some crazy biceps. She has an incredible physique. The reason I rank Desi first overall is because she's finished top 3 in the first 2 daily challenges, and that Survivor Alliance is really strong. They feel really in control of the game. They don't have much nonsense going on with them. They don't have much drama. So the fact that Desi has a Survivor Alliance behind her, she is such a strong player, and I don't think she has a target on her like Sarah Lacina. Sarah Lacina is someone that is not always the most likable and people see as a big threat, whereas Desi is a big threat that people respect, but they like her. They like her a lot. She fits into the game socially, and I think that's why I have her number 1. She's a big threat, just all around physically, mentally, a lovely woman. In second place, it is Danny McRae from Survivor, who was second last week, and Angela Rummins from Big Brother, who was first last week. Danny was a football player. He's also finished top 3 in the first 2 daily challenges. He's only been outpaced by Tyson. He's maybe the best athlete in terms of pure athleticism when it comes to speed, lifting, power. Danny is not a guy you want to see in a hall brawl, pole wrestle. He is an immaculate man, and he's a good guy, good social game, has a Survivor Alliance behind him. Danny's going to do well. Angela, number 1 last week. Former collegiate pole vaulter, really athletic, really fit, performed physically incredibly well in this most recent daily challenge. The reason I dropped her down from number 1, it's a simple fact of Survivor is looking stronger than Big Brother right now in terms of the alliances and the numbers. So even though I think Angela won't go into elimination for a while, I think she'll go into elimination before Desi does, and that's why I have her at number 2. Now let's talk about our number 3 men and women. I have Cinco Holland from Love Island. He was number 3 last week. And I have Justine the Diva from Love Island. She's bumped up a number or 2. Cinco is just a great athlete. He's a collegiate football player. He finished top 3 in that first challenge. In this challenge, he and Cashay actually did pretty well, even though the fact that Cashay couldn't swim, she couldn't get onto the platform her first attempt. They still did pretty well. I do worry, though, because the first 2 men eliminated have been from Love Island, which means that Cinco's number is going to come up in elimination soon because Love Island has the numbers against them. The guy is just a big physical threat, though, and he's not someone you want to face in a headbanger or anything like that. Justine, I'm in love with Justine. I'm going to be real with you. She won Love Island because of her social game. She's just a very likable person. This week in the Daily Challenge, she really tried to underplay her athleticism. She's like, oh, yeah, I played soccer growing up. She made it sound like we all play soccer at middle school, middle school gym class. No, she played collegiate soccer. She's a real athlete. She has the cardio for a final. She has the footwork, the balance, and you see it in this daily challenge because she just jumped on the cargo net with ease and she made multiple treks. And then when it came to the actual solving the words part, she's like, oh yeah, I play Scrabble games on my phone. I play puzzle apps. She's a smart girl and she's going to underplay that fact. And like that's the big thing about Justine. The scariest person isn't the outward threat. It's the person where people perceive her to be a certain level, but she's so much better. And having that first step on someone, it's so powerful. I really like Justine. She's a sleeper to everyone on this cast, but to me, she's just one of the biggest threats. Let's get into number 4. In 4th place, we have 2 people who are actually partners in the most recent daily challenge. We have Kylan Young from Big Brother and Sarah Lucina from Survivor. Kylan stays in the same spot from last week. He really impressed me in his elimination. He performed well in this most recent daily challenge. The guy studied the game of the show. He's really intelligent, a bit chaotic, but I like chaotic when it comes to the challenge. There have been some really good chaotic challengers because there's so many people on the show who are so generic physically, mentally, that they can't beat the top competitors. You got to think outside the box. I think Kylan does think outside the box a little bit. I kind of like Kylan. And then Sarah drops down one spot. She's been doing well in the challenges. People see her as one of the biggest threats in the game, but she hasn't finished top 3 in a single daily challenge yet. I just want to see a top 3 finish before I put her in the top 3 here. Because people keep talking about her as a threat as they want to throw her into elimination. I mean, she's an MMA fighter. She won Survivor. She's obviously a threat. People are going to throw her in. We need to see her perform. That's what it comes down to. In 5th place, it's one person who's disappointed me a bit and one person who's really impressed me a lot. Th-Xavier Prather from Big Brother and Kyra Green from Love Island. Xavier's disappointed me because he was the winner of Big Brother. He's a lawyer, extremely intelligent individual, played a great social game on Big Brother, is in ridiculous shape. I mean, the dude has abs on abs on abs. The guy is a physical marvel, but he hasn't really shown anything competitively, socially. I mean, I did like that he is cool with Tyson and they were able to like agree on voting in Tiffany. Like, it shows that he's kind of indented in the game socially, but I don't know. Is losing Tiffany good for his game? Is it bad? I can't really tell. I just want to see more from Xavier, but I do have respect for him because he is in good shape. He is a smart guy and he has won Big Brother, so he is a threat. Kyra, my God, I mean, I didn't even know who this girl was, but in that first daily challenge, she pushes Cashay and makes sure to push him so that they could complete the daily challenge. This second daily challenge, she just jumps on the cargo net with ease. She has some good height to her. She has a good confidence to her in these challenges. I want to see Kyra on the main show. She's transitioning seamlessly. It's been so unexpected. I really like this girl. I think she's fantastic. There is the problem where Love Island has a big target on them, and I think they could go into elimination, but I don't think Kyra will be the first one of the Love Island girls to go into elimination. I don't know. There's just something different about her. I'm just really impressed. In 6th place, we have 2 people who have just been really solid so far, and that's Ben Drybergen from Survivor and Alyssa Lopez from Big Brother. Ben, I don't really have much to say. He's been very generic, but he's been doing above average in the challenges, and I like how Survivor has controlled the game. It mostly comes down to the fact that I respect the Survivor Alliance, and right now Ben has been the 3rd best guy behind Tyson and Danny. So I think in terms of like game protection, he's been good, and he's performed pretty all right in the challenges. Alyssa, same reason. She's performed pretty well in the challenges. Big Brother is in a bit of a shaky condition, but she's just been, I don't know. I think she's really transitioning into the social political game really well. She came into this like it's a new game where she has those Big Brother people who have to trust her because she is a number for them, but she's creating new relationships. I'm impressed by Alyssa. Ben is doing solid. Let's move into number 7. In 7th place, it's 2 people I had ranked higher last week but have dropped down a bit. It is Dominic Abate and Tasha Fox from Survivor. They are 2 of my favorite Survivor players ever. They were comp threats on their Survivor season. They are both mentally very fierce, but I think they are showing their age a bit, and I'm not trying to be an ageist at all, but I think 3 years ago, if you gave them the call for this show, they would come on and light it on fire. But I don't think either of them were expecting to get a challenge call at this point in their lives, but they couldn't pass up the opportunities because they're competitors, but they aren't in their best possible shapes. But they are still good athletes at heart. They are still extremely smart and can do puzzles and stuff like that. So they are threats. I just don't know whether they are final threats and whether they can beat people like Tyson, Danny, Desi, Angela, and so on and so forth. They got to really play a different game and shake things up. But the way the Survivor Alliance is right now, I don't know if that's the smartest idea either. They're just in a really tough place. In 8th place, it's 2 people who I am just really excited by and I think are really outside the box thinkers. Leo Tamori from The Amazing Race and Shan Smith from Survivor. Angela mentioned it in her confessional this week. Leo is a ball of fire. There's just something about him. He goes to the beat of his own drum, and I'm really attached to it. I don't know if he's the best competitor. There's nothing that indicates that. He fell off the cargo net this week, but there's just something about him. He's different. It's like what I mentioned with Cayla. When someone's a little bit different, I want to see what they can do in a certain scenario, in a carnival game, because it's that outside the box thinking that will take down a Goliath. You can't play the game like Tyson or Danny does because you're not them. You're not as athletic. You're not as smart. You got to play differently, and I like Leo for that reason. Shan should be ranked higher. She's finished top 3 in both daily challenges this season. She is a brilliant individual, great strategic player, good manipulator. Why isn't she ranked higher? It's just because she has some health issues that can't be overlooked, but she's performed really well in the challenges so far. It sucks because she's such a good character. I mean, we had that news week moment with Shan. She is a star. I don't know if she can win this game, and that's why I have her ranked 8th, but Shan's awesome. In 9th, I have Enzo Palumbo from Big Brother and Cayla Platt from The Amazing Race. Enzo is a really good social game player physically. He looks fine, but Desi threw out his name as one of the weaker players, and I don't think that's completely wrong. There's nothing special about Enzo when it comes to athleticism or mental game. You saw in this challenge this week with Alyssa, he just wanted to not come in last place, and I think Enzo just plays a game to survive. He doesn't play a game to win. That's why he ranks at the bottom. I do like his chances of going far, but I don't think he has a chance to win at all, unless something like crazy happens. Cayla, delightful individual, really impressing me on the show. Picked up a big elimination win, but she wasn't able to make the jump from the ladder to the cargo net. That's a bit of a worry. I think she's a good competitor. I think she's likable. I just don't really know where to go from here. In 10th, I have Derek Shao from Big Brother and Azah Awasam from Big Brother. Azah bumps up a little bit on this list because she did well in the daily challenges. She made the jump from the platform to the cargo net. I think she's solid. I don't think Derek X has performed poorly in the challenges. If anything, he's performed a little bit above average. I do think, though, when it comes down to the eliminations, people will see their lack of weight and size and just throw them in, especially if it's a headbanger. If they're attached to someone strong too, and it's something physical like that, you're gonna throw in Azah into elimination or Derek into elimination to get out that bigger threat. In 11th, we have James Wallington from The Amazing Race and Shannon St. Clair from Love Island. James is still on the show. He has a great energy to him. He has really been a big character on the show. He has a passion for the game, but he had to talk himself out of being in elimination the first week. He comes in last place in this most recent daily challenge because he was physically unable to make the jump from the platform to the cargo net. And for that reason, I got to rank him lowly because he's just playing a game to survive at this point. At no point has it looked like James is thriving. I mean, he's had a success. I think he has a good passion, but I don't know. He needs to put in some work and really change where his game state is. Shannon didn't really perform that well in this week's daily challenge. Again, she was on the chopping block week 1. Love Island has seen 3 people from their show get knocked off. There is a target on them. I think Shannon could be in the next elimination easily for that reason. I like Shannon. I thought she was a star in episode 1, but it's the sad truth. And in 12th, we have David Alexander and Cashay Proudfoot. David has had one confessional in this show. It was before he jumped in the daily challenge and just epically failed. He was almost in last place in the first daily challenge this season. David just isn't standing out. Get him off my TV soon. I can't really. I don't know. I don't really care for David at this point. And then we have Cashay, who's someone I rank really highly going into this season. I mean, her body is in ridiculous shape, but Love Island has one of the biggest targets on them. Her relationship with Cinco, it's all over the place. Her head isn't fully in the game. And we learned this week, she physically cannot swim. So imagine how mad people will get when they get partnered with her by the algorithm in a swimming or water challenge. It's going to be frustrating. And she could end up in elimination. That way, people could throw her into elimination because they could see her as a liability in the final. I like Cashay, but it's just not a good spot to be in for this game. And now let's run back this power ranking 1 to 12 just to summarize it all up. Now, let's quickly run back these power rankings. In first place, we have Tyson Apostle and Desi Williams. Second place, Danny McCrae and Angela Rummans. Third place, Cinco Holland and Justine Nadiba. Fourth, Kylan Young and Sarah Lacina. Fifth, Xavier Prather and Kira Green. Sixth, Ben Drivergan and Alyssa Lopez. Seventh, Dominic Abate and Tasha Fox. Eighth, Leo Tamori and Shan Smith. Ninth, Enzo Palumbo and Cayla Platt. 10, Derek Shao and Azah Awasam. 11th, James Wallington and Shannon St. Clair. 12th, David Alexander and Cashay Proudfoot. And that is your week 2 power rankings. Make sure to drop a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more challenge content on here. Week 2 of the Challenge USA in the books. Let's get to week 3. Let's have a good time. Have a great day, everyone.